Hello, and welcome back to Oolykee Gaming, and welcome back to another episode of Workers and Resources Soviet Republic Mode Monday. Today we have Soviet housing, American housing, and more hydro power plants. Right, a lot of beautiful stuff was released. There's skins for your vehicles like we had in the previous ones for the planes. There's a lot of beautiful maps, Siberian maps, realistic maps of former Soviet republics, but I went for this one, which you're gonna see in the last segment of the video. Now let's get cracking. Coke and Colliery plant by Hussar. This is a coal ore processing plant made in the building editor from Workshop Building Elements. This building is meant for early start Play-Doh. I think they're called like coal breakers or something. To show the Oolykee industrial area coke plant, you're gonna have to go and read. 50 workers, 75 coal production, 150 coal ore consumption, 15 wood consumption as well. Okay, so let's talk about it. First, I'm gonna criticize the pattern on the buildings because it looks like it's just copy paste. You can see the same pattern repetitive. It a little bit kind of diminishes the effort. I'm not a fan of these. Roof and the brickwork, they look extremely similar color-wise, so I don't know if that would be that's a design, but designer of this should be in prison. This building looks much better because it's a difference between the brickwork. Even though these two buildings have different, do they really? I am not sure. Maybe they don't. Maybe I'm just seeing things, that there's a difference in the pattern on the buildings. And then you have the woodwork here, the lumber work on this one looks really nice. Railroads, of course, two entrances as you can see, and I love that it has so much like mud tracks around here because that would be quite realistic, especially for the period. Anyway, so what is this? It's actually the coal production. It consumes a lot of coal ore and it consumes wood as well, so you would have to spend a lot in order to operate this one. So it's quite realistic this way because the equivalent to this would be, let's go for the processing here, it would be 210 to 120 tons of coal. So this is 50%, while the vanilla one is like what, 66% or so. So it's a different animal, so definitely you lose more coal ore in this one, but it's quite realistic. What about the price tag, I hear you ask? So let's go and check this out as well. 99,000 rubles compared to 115 for the vanilla one. I think it's quite realistic. This is way lesser materials. It's a little bit cheaper, but the volume it can process and the quality is way lower, so definitely not a cheaty mode. Something for everybody. Link in the description of the video. Right, Oskutin and realistic hydroelectric power plant. Realistic Finnish hydroelectric power plant. It requires a lot of water to operate, 1,000 cubic meters per day. That needs to be piped in. Also includes a water source to be placed in a mountain. Yeah, so let's talk about this. First, you have the power plant over here, which needs a lot of water, as you can see here. Produces 903 megawatt hours of power. That's a lot. 15 megawatt of power, or 903 megawatt hours of power. And this is the reservoir intake. So you can see here, you can unfortunately you cannot put this next to the water lake because it doesn't exist in this game, because there's only one water level. Unfortunately, these are the cards that we were dealt with and you have to play them. So this is the outtake. This is where the water goes out. So where the magic happens. Magic happens underground. So if you go for F3, we have 8 of these pipes that need to be... Wow, straight away start with a dumbass right here. So you need to be connecting the upper reservoir with the lower one, and try to make it to have a good slope. It will be more realistic, but you can also probably put electrical pumping stations in order to pump the water downhill, or if it's on the same level. But it would be more realistic if it was up in a hillside, so you would have to have these pipes. Now this is quite normal thing. The big dam thing that you see is just to hold the water back. These pipes are everywhere in every hydroelectric power plant because they are using the gravity to get the water down, so they're piping it to the actual fins that are producing the electricity. So yeah, quite realistic, something really beautiful, something that you're gonna definitely see in my Let's Plays. Anyway, for more details, link in the description of the video. Maybe even the price tag for this one. We can do that. Unfortunately, we don't have any hydro power plants in this game, so we're gonna go for reservoir intake. It's 35,000 rubles, and we have the power plant itself is 90,000 rubles, so it's 125,000 rubles. Compared to the other power plants, this is really not that expensive. This is a little bit bigger coal power plant that is vanilla, and then gas power plant that is kind of similar to this one. They are both in a similar price range. So yeah, just a heads up on that. It's definitely not a cheaty mode. Plus you have to put the pipes however long they are. Anyway, more details, link in the description of the video. Admiral Mardenzis, an American House 01, a classic American house designed in a neo-colonial style, more precisely North American neo-Mediterranean architecture. Seriously? That's a thing? Okay, the building is designed to occupy 6 occupants, workers, and provide a high level of comfort, 90% of the total. Yeah, so I actually am quite a big fan of these American houses. I think they're built for purpose. They have a light structure, and yeah, they blow well in the tornadoes. But all jokes aside, it's built for purpose. If there's no tornadoes, it would be quite efficient. You have wooden interior, wooden exterior with insulation in between. Some of the more important stuff would be made out of bricks or concrete, whatever needs to be done, like foundation and so, but rest of it, it's wood for the lighter design. Right, absolutely beautiful. Unfortunately, I don't like these smaller capacity houses just because they create misreporting every time there's a happiness issue. One person is not happy, it's gonna be affecting your messages. It's constantly gonna be spamming you with messages, but that's just my personal opinion on this. Anyway, really beautiful housing. How much does it cost, I hear you ask? So that would be 2,000 rubles. I can tell you straight away that this is not cheaty, because bigger buildings are like doubles the size of the buildings, are just few hundred rubles more expensive, so definitely not a cheaty place. Link in the description of the video. Fulcrum A and the big collection of dozers, dozers from different manufacturers. There's a description in Russian as well. So we have Caterpillar, Alice, Chalmers, International Harvester, Best Case, Komatsu, Fiat Trattori, and McCormick Deering. There's more stuff there, so you're gonna have to go and read it. Unfortunately for me, like some of them are quite bright in color, especially these Caterpillar ones, you know which one they are, and they look quite similar. I am really not an expert in these, and I'm not sure if you can notice any differences between them, but there's so many of them. So let's start going through them. You can purchase them by using dollars. If you go to the modded section, you will see how many of them there are. You can see here the power, kilowatts, they are differing in that. The speed is 8-9 kilometers per hour. You have maybe 10, empty weight 10 tons. Some of them are lighter, some of them are heavier, and there are the models here. I am really not sure what the visual difference from the outside is. You're gonna have to tell me that in the comment section, but you have here Alice, Best, and then Caterpillar, more Caterpillar, green Caterpillar, more Caterpillar. You can see the models here, and then you have the, well, even more Caterpillar than Fiat. And then we have International Harvester, and then we have JI Case and Komatsu, and in the end we have one lonely McCormick Deering, all T series. So yeah, a lot of bulldozers. What about the price? You can see here that it's from $5,000 to $12,000 would be one of them. Do we have anything to compare it with? If we go for a bulldozers here, we have the small feeder dozer, and we have a big dozer. They are kind of in between those two, so I think it's quite realistic in price. But anyway, for more details, you have a link in the description of the video. We have a Skutin Tiny Fire Station, VPK Tiny Finnish Voluntary Fire Corps. So voluntary PK, well, probably People's Corps. Anyway, so this is the tiny fire station. We have similar things in vanilla, which is going to be perfect for us to compare it with. Let's buy a vehicle just to see how it's going to look like. No, it's indoors. It has as many people as the vehicle supports. In this case, it's 9. It does have heating. This is the problem. I don't like that. The fire departments are usually the first buildings you need to build before constructing anything else, just because you need that fire protection. If it's not there, you're gonna have a lot of problems. So you will have fire stations more often without boilers, without water heaters. This one is not the case. You can see here it has 280-liter water tank. So yeah, absolutely against that on the fire stations, even police stations, but hey ho, fire stations are the most important ones. So if we go to the comparison here, we have fire station here. You can see on the left hand side it does not have the hot water tank, as you can see on the left hand side. No hot water tank for the vanilla one. It costs 7,000 rubles. This vanilla one is kind of golden standard of initial fire stations. Just saying, guys, if you're making a fire stations, don't put hot water tanks in there, because the vanilla the vanilla buildings don't have hot water tanks. Well, some of them don't, and this is important because when you're expanding you need it without, and especially when it's a small fire station like this, I would definitely put it without heating. That the heating is not required. Anyway, price wise, it's visually it's beautiful, price wise it's fair. Water tank, hot water tank needs to be removed. Link in description of the video. Pachrusko, sorry if I'm butchering your name. Train station pack, a pack of 3 train stations based on the real buildings in Warsaw, Warsaw. The stations include in the pack are Warsaw Wawer, Warsaw Radość, and Warsaw Falenica. 1,750 and 1,000 passengers, 750 passengers, and 1,500 passengers. As you can see them here, I didn't know that they were from the Warsaw, but they are quite similar to some of them we had in the Balkans. It's a similar design, and I really like them. This is something that you're gonna see in my Let's Plays. So as you can see here, I'm pretty sure that you understand that the biggest ones are the 1,500 to 1,750 people capacity. These are really beautiful. They are just standard kind of rural or small town stations without the operating building, or maybe for public transport as a station, but absolutely gorgeous. Right, so how much do they cost? How do they look? They look absolutely magnificent. There's nothing to complain about. I can maybe, okay, a little bit too clean on the outside, but I love the mosaic here, the tinted or tainted glass, colored glass there. Yeah, okay, buildings walls look a little bit on a clean side. That could be a little bit dirtier or used, but other than that, I think I'm really happy with these. Okay, let's go and compare them to the other train stations. So we have the price tag for these bad boys is 6,000, 14,000, and 21,000. Compared to vanilla ones, they are more expensive for the similar capacities, so not a cheaty at all. We're not comparing them to metro stations, so yeah. Right, really beautiful models. For more details about them, you have link in the description of the video. And of course we have a Billman 007 treating us with this eye candy of residential buildings types 135C part 1. There's a big description. I'm just gonna go for the statistics here. How many residents? Oh, so happiness in all of them is 84%. Thank you. Over 80 is fine. I don't really use under 80% of happiness buildings, but yeah. 43, 86, 45, this is how many residents they have. 53, 90, 106, 45, 45, and 99 residents. I don't know why 99, I'm not really sure why not 100 and what's the difference, but hey ho. To each their own. Like, there's a lonely person living in there, but not everybody gets to have, yeah, fun. Buildings are absolutely gorgeous, like Billman usually does them. I love them. I have almost every, if not every single one of them that Billman made, because I love using them. Absolutely gorgeous. I can do nothing to complain about. Look at the roof and the details on this. Absolutely gorgeous as usual. Anyway, I'm gonna leave it there, even though I can make a video only on these. I'm gonna just say link in description of the video. Aotearoa, New Zealand by Boogerman. So we have New Zealand if it were a communist paradise. In 1960s, peoples of Aotearoa, New Zealand, collectively realized capitalism was the great white cloud, holding them back from more equitable and prosperous future for... there's a story. I'm gonna leave it here. You're gonna have to go and do it yourself, the research about the story. So I think this is a Christchurch. I'm gonna just sound like a dumbass here because I wanted to see how much I know about the New Zealand geography, but yeah, this would be Wellington, this would be Auckland. I have no idea what this is. I'm gonna just assume that these are real town names which are border crossings, so technically it's not an island even though it's an island. And Great White South, Great something something South with the mountains and wildlife and everything. Oh, Christchurch, Wellington, and that's only 3 cities I know. So yeah, absolutely gorgeous map. I love New Zealand, one of my favorite countries in the world. Absolutely stunning map. If you want to do something about this, now you can. Let's go and check out the map. So, resources. Coal is plentiful. That's not gonna be a problem. As you can see, the sea border as well is kind of dotted, so you're gonna be able to send your ships in any direction that you want. Iron, plentiful. Oil as well. These are 100% oil resource, so this is not going to be the hard part. And then you have our uranium, mostly in the Southern Ireland, and you have the bauxite, same. Southern Ireland is a little bit bigger. So, one thing that I don't know if it's possible in real life, but building a bridge between two islands, that would be absolutely undertaking, and as a task, that's something that I would like to do. Anyway, I'm probably going to play this map. I don't know about Let's Plays, but we'll see. Anyway, leaving it here. Thank you for watching. Hope you enjoyed this one. If you did, press the like button. If you didn't, leave a nasty comment in the comment section. Let me know what you think. Like, share, notification bell, ring it, comment section, hit it. And if you want to support the channel, have the description of the video. Thanks for watching, guys. Happy Monday, and see you in the next one. Bye bye.